in the global south.
As President Putin travels to Belarus for talks with his ally Alexander Lukashenko, the Defense Ministry in Moscow has announced that Russian troops already there are starting joint drills. The announcement will fuel concerns that Russia could once again use Belarus to launch an attack on Ukraine. Officials in Kiev say there have been more Russian drone strikes. Hugo Bashega is there.
We had the first air raid alert at around 2 o'clock in the morning here when people were sleeping. So we had an update from the mayor who said critical infrastructure was hit. He also said houses were hit and 2 people were injured. And the Kyiv military administration said 20 drones were fired by Russia and that 15 of them were shot down by the country's air defense.
South Africa's governing party, the ANC, has re-elected President Cyril Ramaphosa as its leader. He had faced a strong challenge from a former health minister, Zweli Mkhize, in a contest marked by allegations of vote buying. The Thai Navy has been conducting a search and rescue operation after one of its warships sank on Sunday. 78 sailors have been rescued, but nearly 30 more are missing. The Netherlands is expected to apologise for its historical involvement in slavery with a speech by Prime Minister Mark Rutte. The move has been criticised by some descendants of slaves. Here's Anna Holligan.
This historic moment has been overshadowed by the government's chaotic handling of it, resulting in accusations the Netherlands still has a superiority complex by pushing ahead despite knowing many people would prefer an apology on the 1st of July next year to commemorate the 160th anniversary of the Dutch Emancipation Act. Mr. Rutte will be responding to a report published last year that recommended the state recognise slavery and the trafficking of human beings as crimes against humanity and acknowledge that the consequences are still tangible in Dutch society today.
World News from the BBC. High Court judges in London are due to rule today on challenges to the British government's intention to deport migrants and asylum seekers to Rwanda. The government introduced the policy earlier this year. A report on anti-Semitism in Britain has concluded that schools should be required to teach about anti-Jewish hatred in the modern world, not just about the Holocaust. The report's author, the government's anti-Semitism advisor John Mann, says he's concerned about a worrying rise in incidents among young people. Aline McBull reports.
While schools are required to teach about the Holocaust, Lord Mann recommends they also have lessons on anti-Semitism in all its modern guises, as well as policies to combat anti-Semitism when it happens. The former Labour MP points to a recent survey that found that anti-Semitic attacks in English schools had nearly trebled in the past 5 years. But he also addresses ways in which to tackle hatred towards Jewish people in wider society, recommending that work be done to understand the barriers to reporting anti-Jewish hate crimes.
3 members of the police in Jordan have been killed during a raid on a location where it was believed the suspected killers of a police chief were hiding out. A police statement said that one of the suspects was also killed during the operation. China's health system is struggling to cope with a surge in COVID cases, leading the authorities to come up with a variety of measures to address shortages of medicine and medical staff. The capital, Beijing, will speed up imports of COVID drugs from overseas. 5 people have been killed and another wounded in a shooting in Canada's biggest city, Toronto. The local police chief, Jim McSween, said the suspected gunman also died after an exchange of fire with officers. The victims were found in different flats in a block. The chief described it as a horrendous scene. BBC News.
Hello, I'm Sana.
Offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwasi, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it. We are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwasi, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
World Cup in the Middle East. It's a final that began with the 35-year-old scoring the first against France from the penalty spot midway through the first half, before his majestic touch on the counter-attack helped Angel Di Maria double the lead. France reached 80 minutes without a shot on target, until a penalty finally presented Kylian Mbappe with his chance. Barely a minute was needed by Mbappe to complete an incredible turnaround at 2-2. The fingertips of Hugo Lloris denied Messi a late winner, but he did find a way to find the net again in extra time. There was still another twist from his teammate at Qatar-owned Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe's shot was handled. The equaliser from the spot made him the first man to score a World Cup final hat-trick since Sir Geoff Hurst in 1966. 3-3 it ended. Penalties settled this thrilling final. France missed 2. But Argentina, starting with Messi, scored all theirs. A 4-2 shootout success celebrated across Buenos Aires, where Messi will soon be joining the party.
This epic final, an all-time classic, will be remembered as Messi's final. The night one of the greatest footballers of all time won the last major prize to elude him. Just like Diego Maradona in 1986, Lionel Messi is a World Cup winner with Argentina, confirming his legendary status.
We are very, very happy tonight. This night is wonderful.
I was talking to my father, he was crying. I was crying until 5-10 minutes ago. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
It's very special for the people of Argentina, for the people like the football, for me, for my family.
This World Cup will forever be shrouded in controversy for the discrimination and deaths of migrant workers. But the most expensive sports event ever staged gave Qatar its dream final. For Messi, this is where he finally conquered the world as one of football's ultimate winners. Rob Harris, Sky News, Lusail in Qatar.
More on the football in just a moment, but a date for your diary for next year. The 15th of March, it has been confirmed that Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, will set out a full spring budget. This has just been announced by the Treasury. We, of course, have had the mini budget in the autumn, and then, of course, the fall of Liz Truss's government and Jeremy Hunt coming in as Chancellor, and a series of new fiscal announcements that have been made. But his first proper budget, spring budget, March the 15th next year, according to the Treasury. Back to the footy now, and it was Argentina's first World Cup win since 1986 when Diego Maradona lifted the trophy in Mexico. As you might expect, hundreds of thousands of people poured onto the streets of Buenos Aires to celebrate with a real roller coaster of emotions. And this was the scene at the home of Diego Maradona, who of course guided them to that last win back in '86. One of the Sky News journalists, Freya Chappell, has more from Buenos Aires.
The final won by Argentina. I mean, look at this. Messi has won his first ever World Cup. That puts him on the same level as Maradona. Look how happy people
quite tricky to hear, but you get the gist of it. Well, we all know that Maradona is the greatest player of all time. Well, some would argue that, but Messi is clearly not that bad. He's a footballing genius who at 35 has crowned his career with the biggest trophy of them all. Greg Milam reports.
At 35 years old, this is the crowning glory for Lionel Messi. And to those who said he couldn't be the greatest ever without winning the World Cup, quite an answer. He's dazzled and mesmerised for 2 decades now, winning trophies and awards by the dozen, small in stature maybe, but a giant of the game. And always fated to be compared with that other diminutive icon from Argentina, the man who arguably won the World Cup single-handed in 1986. Messi has always said Diego Maradona was the greatest. Their compatriots now may have passed that honour on.
Messi has broken free from this imposed comparison that he has to be as good as Maradona, and has found a way of being himself and asserting his own unique style and personality and developing a character that has delivered as much without necessarily having to step into the same shoes.
There are other contenders, of course, for the crown of football's greatest. Pelé won 3 World Cups with Brazil, and however difficult comparing players from different ages, it will always be one of football's great talking points. Messi has now done something his modern-day rival, Cristiano Ronaldo, is very likely ever to do. And those who've won the World Cup say only one thing matters to Messi.
Yes, I mean, you still see flags of Maradona, whatever. So he also wants to have his piece of the cake, you know, and make history to be finally the historic, modern, new hero for Argentina.
The celebrations in Argentina reflected the gratitude to a player who's brought them so much joy and has now ended their own 36 years of hurt, and realised his own dream of leading his country to the greatest prize, and perhaps for himself, the title of the best ever. Greg Milam, Sky News.
Well, this World Cup hasn't been without controversy. Rob Harris takes a look at the highs and lows of one of the most contentious football tournaments we've ever seen.
After a late night partying, Argentina are now preparing for the journey home to celebrate in Buenos Aires, a victory they've been waiting since 1986 to repeat. Lionel Messi craved this one the most, and finally, one of the greatest players of all time is a World Cup winner, bringing an end to this £200 billion World Cup project, a transformation of Qatar to host the biggest sporting event perhaps in the world. It has been with controversy from the bid, which led to corruption investigations, wrongdoing Qatar denied, to the suffering of migrant workers in this country in the building up of the infrastructure so they could host a month of football and 32 teams. Qatar talks about it being a catalyst for change. It's also changed Qatar. It's given Qatar more influence on the world stage. Its status as a small nation grown from hosting the FIFA showpiece. But for many, this will be remembered as a football spectacle, a spectacle that saw so many shocks, beginning with Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia at the start of this tournament. Yet Argentina and Lionel Messi came back, avoided the shocks that so many other teams suffered to go and win the World Cup. On the way, we saw Portugal denied their chance with Cristiano Ronaldo to finally win the World Cup. We had Morocco on an incredible run to the semi-finals, beating Portugal, beating Spain, and also Belgium to become the first Arab and African nation to reach a semi-final. And for England, it was disappointment. The fact they hoped to reach another semi-final like in 2018, even going further, well, their bid ended in the quarter-finals. For Wales, they finally returned to the World Cup for the first time since 1958, but they went out in the group stage. But for many, this will be the World Cup about the stars, and one man in particular, Lionel Messi, finally fulfilling his destiny to become a world champion. It's the trophy he wanted to complete the set, and he'll be going back to Argentina with the World Cup.
Well, let's bring you some breaking news on, of course, the developing stories that we're covering, the strikes that are happening across the country. The Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, has been visiting a hospital this morning, a King's College Hospital in central London, and was giving his views on where they were with negotiations.
Well, I deeply regret the disruption to patients. We've accepted in full the independent pay review body recommendations, and I think it's important now that the trade unions do likewise. So any disruption to patients in terms of operations being cancelled is deeply regrettable, and that's why it's important we get back to talks. We look at the range of issues that are impacting on nursing, the consequences of the pandemic, and how we work together in the interests of patients. And that works we prioritised in the autumn statement with the extra £6.6 billion of funding, and I urge Pat Cullen and the RCN to do likewise, to come to those talks and focus on how we work together in the interests of patients.
You say you want to get back to talks with the unions. They're saying you won't talk about their key demand, which is pay. What's the point?
Well, I don't think a 19% pay rise at a time when many of your viewers are already facing cost of living pressures is reasonable. We have an independent process that looks at the challenges on pay and what is affordable and what is right for the NHS, and that independent process has made recommendations, and we've accepted those recommendations in full. And of course that comes on top of prioritising the NHS last year at a time when other public sector workers had a pay freeze, and we prioritised the NHS with a 3% pay rise. But it's not just pay. When I'm talking to nurses, as I am again today, that they raise with me, they also talk about the estate and our new hospitals building programme being really important to them. They talk about frustrations often with technology and how we need to invest more in that. They talk sometimes about some of the abuse that they receive and issues of safety and how we can work together to improve safety for staff. So there's a range of issues that are raised by nurses with me. Pay is a factor, and that's why we have an independent process to look at that, but there's a range of other things that also matter to staff, and I'm keen to work with the trade unions to address those concerns as well.
These recommendations came before the war in Ukraine, and you ignored the pay review bodies last year in 4 other sectors, including judges and civil servants. So what's the difference here?
Well, we respected the pay review bodies in terms of health because of the prioritisation that we have given to the NHS, and that was also reflected in the extra funding that we've targeted towards the NHS. So it is a key priority of the government. That's why we put an extra £6.6 billion into the NHS at the autumn statement, and it's also why we recognise the pressure on the NHS as a result of those patients who are ready to leave hospital but are unable to do so because of social care. And at the autumn statement, the Chancellor put the biggest increase ever into social care funding, an extra 200,000 domiciliary care packages over the next 2 years to further take pressure off the NHS. So we are prioritising funding to the NHS and to social care. We need to focus on patients and addressing the backlogs that we have, particularly the waiting list for operations as a result of the pandemic, and that's why it's important that we work together, and I'm very keen to continue those talks with the RCN and other trade unions so we can mitigate any impact on patient safety.
If an elderly person falls and breaks their hip on Wednesday, should they call 999? Will an ambulance be available?
Well, the advice is if there is a need to call an ambulance, people should continue to do so, and of course the GPs continue to be open, and where people have an appointment they should continue to attend those unless they're advised not to do so. So people should continue to call 999 where they need an ambulance, but there will be impacts on patients as a result of the strike action, and that's why I'm calling on the trade unions to make good on their statements that they will protect those with life-threatening conditions and emergency responses, ensure we have the cover on Wednesday to respond to those calls. That's what they've said publicly, but if, for example, they only allow staff to respond from the picket line, that will add further delay to the response times, which is not in the patient's interest.
Do you have a plan to stop these strikes this week, or do you think it's too late?
Well, my door is open, and I continue to have discussions with trade unions. I'm keen to work with them on a range of issues that they've raised with me, because what staff say is whilst pay is a factor, and that's why we have the independent process, it's not the only factor that impacts on staff morale, and there's a range of other areas where we can work together with the trade unions to address other concerns, and I'm keen to have those discussions.
Are you in favour of one-off payments to nurses?
Well, we have an independent process in terms of the pay review body. That is the right way that we should look at these issues, and that is what the government has done, and we've accepted those recommendations in full. It's the trade unions that are not accepting the independent pay review process and not accepting those pay recommendations, and I'm keen that they do so we can get the discussions onto the many other areas where we can work together.
And finally, do any of your cabinet colleagues think you should be going further and paying them more?
Well, discussion in Cabinet is always a matter for the Cabinet. What the government agrees and Cabinet colleagues agree is that we have a process around the independent pay review bodies. That is how we look at these issues in the round, and it's about getting the balance right between what is right for the NHS, and we saw that extra investment in the autumn statement, an extra £6.6 billion into the NHS, record additional funding into social care, but there has to be balanced also with what is affordable to the economy as a whole for your viewers who already face pressures from the cost of living, and a 19% pay demand which is far in excess of what most of your viewers themselves will be receiving is not affordable. So we've got to get that balance right between what is the right thing to do on pay and what is the right thing to do in terms of getting the pandemic backlogs down and really focusing in on the needs of patients.
Well, joining me now, our political correspondent Tamara Cohen. I've got a lengthy chat there with the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, but to my ears, nothing especially new. It seems like the government's position is not moving at all.
No, the government's position on pay is not moving at all. But actually also during that visit, Steve Barclay was introduced to a mother and her 3-year-old daughter who has cystic fibrosis, who was being treated at the hospital. And she actually gave the Health Secretary a piece of her mind about how she felt their treatment was going, and said that the fact that the NHS services are so overstretched, she said, it had a terrible impact on their family. Let's have a look at what happened during that visit to King's College Hospital this morning.
Her care here has been absolutely amazing. The doctors, the nurses, everyone on the ward is just, they're brilliant, considering what they're under, considering the shortages of staff, considering the lack of resources. And I think for me, that's what's really upsetting actually, because we have a daughter with a life-limiting, a life-shortening condition, and we have some brilliant experts, and they're being worked to the bone, you know, and actually the level of care they provide is amazing, but they're not being able to provide it in the way they want to provide it because the resourcing is not there.
So powerful exchange there with Sarah Pinnington-Old, the mother of 3-year-old Lucy, who's being treated at that hospital. And one of those unscripted moments that ministers sometimes get when the public are in a terrible situation. It reminds me of when Boris Johnson was accosted by a young father at Whipps Cross Hospital shortly after he became Prime Minister in autumn 2019, about how the hospital was overstretched. Or, of course, going further back when Tony Blair was accosted by someone, Sharon Storer, whose partner was in a cancer ward. Steve Barclay could only really listen to that woman's story of how overstretched she had found that hospital to be. She went on to talk about how she feared that ministers were always criticising the NHS and feared that we were on a road towards privatisation, which is of course something the government denies. We haven't yet heard from Steve Barclay about that discussion with the mother at King's College Hospital in Denmark Hill, but it shows how much tensions are really running high as we run into a week of strikes. Of course, nurses on strike tomorrow, but I don't believe that is at that hospital, and ambulance strikes on Wednesday, and really little sign that there's going to be a resolution to call those strikes off, with the unions saying that they want the government to negotiate on pay. They say that's the elephant in the room, and sources close to Steve Barclay making it very clear this morning that that is not on the agenda.
OK, Tamara, thanks very much. This is Sky News. Coming up, will he stay or will he go? Elon Musk puts his future in the hands of Twitter.
Make Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it. Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, at welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world in adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Yamana Fishapo, Yamawana Fishapo. Hey, listeners, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London. And we wish all our listeners a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Stay blessed.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Star Radio UK and The Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. Today is the 19th day of December, the year 2022. It's time now, 10:41 from the hearts of London. It is the Monday edition of the morning show. How many days for the big day? Well. Somewhere, somehow, you did survive the weekend, right? But to all my listeners in Ukraine, wonderful listeners in Ukraine, I salute you. How you managed to listen to us this morning? One of them sent me a message saying that we managed to listen to you. And that was listen, one that I felt touched my heart really deep. And I said good morning to you all, guys. Anita, your mom and the family there, I salute each and every one of you. But I'm saying good morning to Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, man of God, long time no hear, no see. I hope you're doing very well. Happy Christmas to you. But I'm saying good morning to my team this morning. Mr. Frank Davis been working behind the scenes, Mr. Olayomi HRH Linda Pallien, and the one and only Mr. Francis Guy, my able producer, who makes sure everything ticks along nicely. This time, you know, he's doing so wonderful. Francis, good morning to you. But I'm saying good morning to Pastor Adeshina, or Bishop, my Bishop Adeshina. Good morning to you. Anthony Adedeji, good morning. To the one and only Aziz, all the way in the US. Sir Maxwell, good morning to you. Miss Gold, good morning to all you wonderful people. From Accra to Zanzibar, massive good morning to you all. At least God has been good unto us. He's kept us. We are still alive. And as we saw this platform, Nigeria didn't happen to you. You are still alive. But you know what? There's going to be lots of updates coming your way this morning, especially pertaining to the super rally that kicked off in Nigeria. The reactions and some of the videos that I was seeing was quite worrying. But well, the White Lion will be joining me to tell you more about that. And a statement that has come from the Military High Command, should I put it that way? Or Security Chief. Alright then. So all protocol observed. Once again, welcome to the program. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. To my brother all the way in Aberdeen, Felix, I hope you are doing very, very well. Happy Christmas to you. My cousins, my family in the US as well. Yeah, we'll catch up later. Abiose, the Makivas, and all you wonderful people with the Morrisons there as well. I salute each and every one of you. Share the broadcast. And let me say a special good morning to Francis and your mom Grace as well. Massive good morning to you all.
Good evening, everybody.
Playing something in the background, a live performance by Joe Metal, and that is some Christmas tune. This around made in Ghana or the African port. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Alright then, let's crack on. And for those of you tuning in for the first time to listen to us on the Starr Radio UK Morning Show, this is how the program will be going for you. I'm going to bring you the quotes for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll continue to look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then exactly at 11 o'clock, Mr. Olayomi HRH will be joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. And I'm saying good morning to my person himself. Yes, I can see him. Alright then. So then from dance, we continue to look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. At 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add a voice to the discussions. At 12:30, we'll cross over to Cyprus, where our one and only HRH Linda Pallien is to bring you Career 101. Then after that, the curtains are brought down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that's what's going to be happening today. But hey, back it up, sit up, get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate. And let's take this journey, not to the unknown, I tell you what, to a peaceful destination. Welcome once again. Believe Yourself channel. Good morning, brothers. Happy Christmas in advance, sir. From Robert from Oman. Oh, my regards to all of you listening to us in Oman as well. God bless you. He says Yoruba Nation now. I'm saying good morning to all staff, management and staff of GHS Housing Company in Ghana. Okay. The boss lady herself there. Massive good morning to you. Let's say morning to all presenters of Starr Radio UK as well. KB Bossman. Hey KB, but I get in touch. And if you say Warakoto. And all you folks, good morning. Okay, let's crack on. Now the quote for the day says, invest in the truly important things in life. Remember, everything that is worth something costs something. So I know it costs you an arm and a leg to listen to us on Starr Radio UK, especially those of you on the African continent. But hey, you do it religiously, and I salute you for that.
Starr Radio.
Okay, now let's crack on. Well, I'm going to bring you lots of Christmas tunes there, so don't you worry at all. Yes. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, when it comes to the weather front, well, things seem to be changing gradually. And yesterday we had some rains coming in, and that brought about some icy conditions. But let me tell you what is happening in London and the southeast of England. Now this afternoon we'll be seeing overcast skies, breezy conditions, and spells of rain continuously drifting in from the southwest. A very mild day expected as well tonight. It will become overcast and wet with outbreaks of heavy rain pushing in throughout the night. However, a few drier intervals are also likely in places. A mild and breezy night expected as well. Top temperature is going to be 14 degrees, the lowest is going to be 12 degrees. UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be 15:53, and sunrise for tomorrow morning 08:02 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. Now let's move on straight to the travel updates, and that will be after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned and don't you go nowhere.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS House and Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I'm keeping updated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio UK travel update. I come to every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:50. Oh my goodness, how time flies when you are making or getting fun. Okay, yes. So on the underground this morning, now Bakerloo line has got park closures, and Metropolitan line has also got minor delays. Let me bring some details of that. Until Friday the 23rd of December, no service between Queen's Park and Harrow and Wheatstone. No London overground services between Euston and Watford Junction. Replacement buses are operating there, and that pertains to the Bakerloo line. Now on the Metropolitan line, as I did say earlier on, minor delays between Watford and Wembley Park due to signal failures at Northwood and Harrow on the Hill. Good service on the rest of the line. London Tramlink has got minor delays as well due to shortage of trams. The London Overground until the 23rd of December, no services between Euston and Watford Junction, no Bakerloo lines service between Queen's Park and Harrow and Willesden, East London North Western Railway services between Euston, Wembley, Central, Harrow and Willesden, and Bushy and Watford Junction. Okay, that's for your information there. But it's all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Inside, all the other underground lines are in good service there, as well. Now moving on straight to the major roads in London. What's happening? Yes, the A20, A4, Blackwall Tunnel, Central London Red Routes and North Circular A406 has all got serious or closures there. Okay, the river bus, apart from the Woolwich Ferry, has got special service. All the others, good service, as you know. Now, London Cable Car has got good service there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads as you keep you navigated. I promise, our boss. Now, let's move on to the National Rail. We know there are lots of strikes that will be taking place, and some taking places, and a lot of it there. But let me tell you, well, Chelsea Railways has got special service. That aside, Southwestern has also got Southwestern Railway has got special service aside, but First Hall, Grand Central, Great Northern, Great Western, London North Eastern Railway, Lomo, ScotRail, Southeastern Railway, Southern have all got minor delays. If you can avoid it, do your best to avoid that. If not, if you are stuck in there, continue to listen to us, and as and when there are any updates, I promise you one thing for sure, I'll bring it to the fore. So on that note, once again, let's say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange, the Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say good morning to my brother Coach Jody and the family Joyce and the girls as well. I salute each and every one of you. Mrs. Evelyn Taburi, yes, and my girls there as well. I salute each and every one of you. Ajwa, Ishira, Abna, and I said good morning to you and to all the lovely families. I know the children are home now. Yes. What are they doing? Give me a bit of grief. Don't you worry at all. It is Christmas. So enjoy it. Yeah, you know, when they are little, you have to be enjoying it. They grow and then they throw in all tantrums and all the hormones all over the place. My goodness. Well, it's now 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's go. Global trotting, and this time around very, very fast. So brace yourself. Okay, now when it comes to some of the stories that we're going to be looking at when it comes to Nigeria, many killed as suspected headers attack a Nugu community. The person said to be over 100 attacked a Nugu community at about 8 a.m. Many people were on Sunday feared killed when suspected herdsmen invaded Abo, a farming community in Eha Amufu, Isuozo local government area of Enugu State, Nigeria Southeast. And then some other stories. The notice reads, attention to all following communities: Asa, Agbon, Ibeku, Ojadin, and its environs. What is information there? You want to know more? Stay tuned, don't you go away. Just in 28 killed in first Southern Kaduna attack. That's today, the 19th of December. Well, so there are a lot of attacks going on. Now, we'll be telling you more about what happened on the Super Rally that kicked off yesterday. Yes, we will be telling you more about that. But let me quickly just go around and just tell you what. Just bear with me. Okay. Yes, let me tell you what we are going to be looking at in other parts of the world. Yes, France and Algeria mend ties after months-long visa row. And then in Ghana, well, National Cathedral will help thank God for sparing us the ravages of civil war. Ekufuado is saying, well, he wants to embark on his journey. But what do you think? Well, I said General Mosquito beat Officer Ampofo in what do you call it? In their contest for or to be the chairman of the party, and a lot more going to be coming from that way from the delegates conference that took place, election that took place. We'll be bringing you more on that front. In the world front, wow, Qatar 2022 ended with Argentina winning the tournament. Well, it was a very, very nice match, and I think it was worth it. Now, when it comes to the UK, High Court has ruled that Rwanda asylum plan is legal. Now, campaigners have challenged the Home Office plan to send some asylum seekers to the East African country. Now, the High Court has ruled that the Rwandan asylum plan is legal, so they can embark on that. Some of the stories coming your way. A nation reached historic deal to protect nature, and the 5 killed in horrendous Toronto shooting. The gunman was shot dead by police who found victims scattered in several flats of the block. An Indian couple wed in France. A wed in France. Argentina football shirts. They're calling for trouble, aren't they? A Thai warship capsizes, leaving 31 sailors missing. Well, lots more going to be coming your way from Starr Radio UK, so don't you go away. But for now, let's enjoy this tune from some more Christmas tune there, which I'm going to be bringing your way. So enjoy this. There's a lot more coming as well. But stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of a dear Savior's birth. Make the world in sin and error.
This is Starr Radio UK.
selection of some Christian Christmas tunes for you this morning, wherever you might be on Star Radio UK, listening to us, yes, or viewing us. Or have you had your carol night yet? Or have you finished with all your Christmas, shopping that you do? There are difficult times, but hey, people still want to live, man. You know, the children, they don't understand anything of the sort, you know. They think that, well, every day be Christmas, Abby. Haha. By GHS Housing, yes. It's doing a special promotion. GHS Housing Limited. Yes, special promotion that ends on the 31st of January 2023. Giving you a very, very good deal when it comes to owning properties in Ghana. You've got a serene environment. Name it. Security assured. Nice. Those who are viewing will see everything that is going on there, but for those of you who are just listening in, I need to try to describe it. Well lighted community, water, electricity. Oh my goodness. A gated community, of course. You don't need to stress yourself out thinking, hey, what am I going to do? I've sent some money home, and that person says, let me put it in a colloquial way, chopped it. But whatever it is, get in touch with them. GHS Housing Limited in Ghana, and they will see to address the issue for you. Okay, so Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. GHS Housing, view it, love it, and then you own it. Well, it is Star Radio UK. 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's take some commercial break, and once we come back, we'll be having Mr. Olayomi HRH joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. It is Star. On a wonderful 19th day of December 2022. Getting yourself ready for the Christmas festivities. Stay tuned, don't you go away. Yamana Fishapo, Yamawana Fishapo. Hey listeners, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London, and we wish all our listeners a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Stay blessed.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estate. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimatamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 11 minutes past 11, and I have the singular honor of once again welcoming my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi on the show this morning. Yomi, massive good morning to you.
And I hope you can hear me. Good morning.
Loud and clear, loud and clear. How are you?
Well, doing very well as the weather continues to bite us back here in Europe. We can only say we are still here. The children are now fully on the holiday mode, and that means that there is more heating in the house. That also means the responsibility is no longer in the hands of the teachers anymore, at least for the next couple of weeks. The parent now has the full responsibility of the children at home. A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our presenters. And I say welcome once again to those that have joined us from around the world.
Yes, we thank God. I mean, as we say on this platform, Nigeria has not happened to us, but there have been lots of sad stories that we're going to be touching on. But before that, let's talk briefly about the Super Rally. What took place? Because during the weekend, I was having some images coming through, being sent to me as well, and I was like, what exactly is going on there? But in a nutshell, can you just sum up what happened on the during the Super Rally over the weekend?
Well, as last week Wednesday, live on Starr Radio UK, we had the privilege to announce, the Super Rally that will kickstart from Ogun State. We were expecting all the state to be activated from what we have been told for those that have been at home and the Yorubas outside. What is the Super Rally all about? Is about the right to self-determination that the Yorubas, indigenous people in Nigeria have been clamoring for in the last 3 years. And it has got to the stage where, the world needs to know a little bit of, the activities rather than just, what has been going on online. There's been a lot of back-to-back, education and the awareness, the campaign by different groups, individuals, and money being spent. But Saturday, it was all now where the showcase of the Super Rally will start. We were happy that everything went as planned. There was not any single person that got killed. There was security, personnel on the ground, which I believe they're following the conversation because, as much as it is important that people continue to understand that, the leader of the group, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, has actually said that, no Yorubas, will take arms against, the federal government. So this will be a peaceful exit out of Nigeria, and all the reasons for us leaving will continue to be engaged with different international community. But Dr. Sunday Adeyemo spoke to us on Niger Voices on Wednesday, and he actually gave the go-ahead, in conjunction with the other team in Benin Republic, for the Super Rally, to kickstart. And that Super Rally went with so many activities that started from the interchange of the particular state where that rally started. It led into Kuto. We'll probably show our sister, broadcast behind me some of the images that will give us a bit of the drone footage. This morning, they're all heading again to Ogbomoso, where it's going to be a 2 days event, and that will then bring it back to Oyo State again in Ibadan, where it will start again on Thursday, and they've been told to come with their toothpaste, because it's going to be a sleepover. So all these activities as kickstart, but in between all these activities, there's still politics going on in Nigeria. There's still a lot happening in Nigeria as well, and likewise, as we do know, because of different conversation out there, what we will say is it is not yet over, and behind us is some of the drone footage that came from Abeokuta. The numbers was not as great, but what happened was the zeal and the fear that has been removed by those that thought, fear is something that kills you, and that literally means that we can say people travel from every part of Yoruba land, and we also know that there's some diaspora that traveled for the purpose of that rally. So the Super Rally mode has been activated since last week Wednesday, and this is exactly where we are as at this morning. Starr Radio UK is also fully on the ground. There will be more report coming later on before the end of the Super Rally. During the Super Rally on Thursday, we would have our Starr Radio UK team that will be reporting back to us here in the studio. We are working on that already.
Okay. And now, interestingly, the IGP has made a statement. I don't know how authentic that is, but it came from the First News that is saying that IPOB Yoruba Nation agitators, failed politicians are threatening the 2023 polls. That's what the IGP is saying. How true is that? Because information coming through means that if they are saying these are the ones who are threatening the polls, then they are going to do anything to clamp down or to shut down whatever is going on. What do you have about that?
Well, you're quite right. This report actually came out 3 days ago when, the Inspector General of Police, believe that IPOB, the Yoruba Nation agitators, failed politicians working to disrupt 2023 poll. There's no evidence to that, as much as we do know that the Nigerian government is only concerned that the Biafras and the Oduduwa that have risen up to say that enough of the failed amalgamation that has not given us development, that has actually not allowed part of the southwest of Nigeria today to be developed after 62 years, that have not actually developed the northeast part that has become a carnage. As at this morning, as I was coming live right now, more breaking news where Kaduna Fulani terrorists have actually invaded the community. We're going to be discussing that. So yes, the IG, who is also, one of the government presently, have not done much, when it comes to the protection of lives and property in Nigeria. So when you look at the 2023 election, we know that, the country is already divided in terms of, the nepotism, the subjugation that has been going on since Buhari came to power in almost 7.5 years ago. And Buhari in America actually told some of his audience that it seems that what he thought in terms of the population, maybe he didn't realize that the country has gone more in population and has gone more in problem while he was in US last week. He actually said, if I bring that headline, which was something that he talked about, he was actually saying that Nigeria is big in population, has a lot of problem, but he's not telling us that 2015 that he will be able to fix some of the, he told us that he will be able to fix some of those problems. We reviewed that during the Niger Voices 2 weeks ago, but again, Usman Baba, the Inspector General of Police, again, part of the nepotism that the Yorubas and the Biafra believes that one side of the country controls all the security apparatus in Nigeria, which is the Fulani side of the country today, says that the separatist groups in the country are working to disrupt the 2023 general election. Baba, who was represented by Dahura Mustafa, a Deputy Inspector General in charge of the operation, again another Fulani man, which is some of the reasons we have actually been saying that the restructure of the country is very, very important, but that doesn't seem to be working. On Friday, when he appeared before the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating attacks on the facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the police chief said the attacks of the office of the electoral body increased after the ban on political campaign was lifted as well. So you can see that there is a lot already, and this is why the Yorubas are still telling the Nigerian government there's still room for us to sit around the table and have what they call a velvet divorce, just as it was done during the Slovakia dissolution of the country.
As to whether that is going to happen or not is another question, and that is where we ask all the time, do you think we are fighting a lose war or battle, or do you think there is hope for us? Because the crime of Chief Sunday or Dr. Sunday Igboho has been that he saw this, that the herdsmen were attacking communities, destroying people's farms and stuff like that, and decided that no, that is not good enough, and therefore we need to do something about it, and that is what is brought about all this. But before I come to Yomi for what is happening in Enugu, let me acknowledge Oluwa Kayode Daniel says good morning Star Radio UK and happy Christmas in advance, and it goes over to say, whether Mr. Koiki, God will always be with you and your family. Pastor Momo says, good morning, gentlemen. Mr. Archie, as a Ghanaian, what do you think can be responsible for people keeping quiet in the face of the exacerbating, the excruciating poverty that Nigerian government is inflicting on them? And then he goes on further to say, many people are dying due to poverty, apart from kidnapping, killing, abduction, fire hazards, due to petrol scarcity, to mention a few. My pastor, I think that is bad, because for our leaders to be given the power, or we giving them the power to come and see, to lead us to a place where everyone can say that, look, at least if I'm not rich, I'm living comfortably. That's all people want. That is all people want. But if they are failing to do so, and when you talk about it, they think that, well, you live on a different planet, then I think that it's up to citizens that even if you have to go to vote, then make sure if they come to bribe you, you take them out and vote against them. But what do we do? Let's come to Yomi. Yomi, the Enugu attacks. Can you give us more background to that, and what exactly has happened, and how many people have lost their lives, sir?
Well, we're looking at over 100 people have been killed in Enugu quite early in the early hours of the morning in a farming community. This is where the Inspector General of Police, should be putting his energy into, rather than pointing finger, for part of the failure of this government of President Muhammadu Buhari for not able, to protect lives and property as we speak right now. As the news is coming out, we cannot show you images of those that have been killed due to the social media rules as well. But one thing we can say is, carnage, pain has come into the Enugu community. Many as 100 people have been killed as Fulani terrorist herders attacked Enugu community. The armed person said to be also more than 100 of them attacked the community at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this was not something that came in the middle of the night. We're talking about almost at the early hours of the day, and you would expect also at least the security personnel, within that community, even if they have to, take some helicopter. But these are some of the reasons why, we have talked about the 1999 Constitution. Is a constitution that was written by the military, and up to today, it does not favor any part of Nigeria, even as we're going to be talking about the headline of those that were killed as well in Kaduna yesterday. Many, over 100 were slaughtered yesterday, by those Fulani herders that invaded Abo, a farming community in Heha Amufu Isi Uzu local government area of Enugu State, Nigeria, Southwest. These terrorists, personnel, attacked that community at about 8 o'clock in the morning. But there's still more bodies that are still being counted. There is no response yet, from the governor of that particular state. Neither is there any response, from some of the leaders of the community, like the Onhaize. But the police spokesman in Enugu, Daniel, did not even respond to calls. Neither is there any message from the police, in Enugu State. It shows how the negligence of the lives of people does not matter, to the country called Nigeria today. But one thing is, these are so many more reasons why people are saying it is time now, that we review whether we still want to be part of a country that lives matters, not to even the president, not to talk of the governors as well.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK 11:25 the time. Very sad development in Nigeria. And let me say good morning to Peru. He said Nigeria is gone. But what do you think? What do you think? Now, Yomi, it is very heart-wrenching when you hear news like that, because you are not allowing people to arm themselves. We did talk about Matekon, which we thought that it will help the communities to protect themselves. That one too, they are not being allowed to be armed. And as we are saying all the security top hooks, coming from the north. And the question is, did these people who invaded these communities, how were they identified for us to know that they were actually Fulani headsmen?
Well, part of those that were the correspondent coming back, who were able to identify them. To be able to identify these individuals, it's easy, especially when communities have had a lot of clashes between the elders, that are pretending to be elders. We know they are not elders, but that is always the information. As of last week as well, some of the Mayati Allah are now also saying that goods coming into the southeast will be stopped because of the insecurity, and likewise Dangote truck drivers will not be taking any way bill to the southeast as quickly as we got that information as well. So there is a lot going on, but the most important thing is we've not seen this such of attack prior to now before, but more of this attack is coming because they also believe that as a reprisal, especially from the the security of the ESN, that is stopping the activities of the terrorism that is taking place within the southeast as well. Let us also remember that the Amotekun are doing their best as well, and again, which is going to be part of the headline. As of October, they were able to take into custody a Fulani person that has not just killed 3 people. And let me give you, that report quickly as well before we go back to Enugu State. This was in the southwest of Nigeria, Enugu State, and all this happened until this notorious kidnapper in Enugu State was actually, arrested and then been questioned. The suspect confessed being a member of the kidnap gang, a Fulani man, whose 2 members were earlier arrested, but the other have already escaped into no place we can confirm. But he further confessed that it was their gang that was responsible for the kidnap of Owolabi Abiodun and one Fakorede Kazim at Kikpe village in Idiori in Abeokuta, which is southwest of Nigeria, on the 7th of October 2022. But when Fakorede Kazim was not able to walk faster, in the pace of the, the kidnapper, he was actually killed and the body was dumped, along the forest as well. Not just at the good. Coming back into the 10th of October, Adekunle Esther, a 10-year-old girl, was kidnapped with the brother Adekunle Adebayo, 25 years old as well. He also confessed, this same man, that on the 19th of October, they also kidnapped Mrs. Famurewa at Abulejai. All this is happening in Ogun State, which we have also been, talking about the insecurity. Not just kidnapping the wife, the 65-year-old husband was killed at the doorstep as well. So going back to, how do you identify whether these individuals are Fulanis? It's not just because we are aware that the insecurity in Nigeria, the porous borders have allowed influx of them into the country. It is something that is not just going on in the southeast, as I said earlier. If I take you back to, Kaduna, which we just reported as I was coming in, which was just another breaking news, there was more killing that took place as well in Kaduna, and I'll be giving you that update. But let's take you back to Ogun State. They actually wrote a letter over the weekend on Saturday that they should be expecting a heavy revenge. Herdsmen right Ogun State community plot fresh attacks and killings. The letter was written in Hausa and also translated in English, informing the resident of their intention of attacking communities through the notice letter reportedly that was pasted on walls in some of the strategic places within the community. The herdsmen told the leaders of the community to expect their visitation to their homes between December and January. The notice read as follows: attention, attention, attention to all following communities: Asa, Agbon, Ibeku, Oja, Odon, and his environment. You think you can send away our people from the land they bought in Nigeria, our father's land? You killed our people, you killed their cows, you take over all their properties. You think you can go scot-free? It is high time we come for revenge. All the above mentioned communities leaders should prepare for war between December and January. We are coming to take back our father's property. There's been a lot of issues going on, prior to when this all engagement of the Yoruba and the Biafra, it has been going on. Let me take you back to Igogon, where one of the criminal activities that was going on there, when we look back into the history of these individuals, it came there around in the 70s. It has built a bit of his empire, but only for us now to realize that the activities going on in those communities has led to part of the kidnapping operation as well. Part of them were also those that, as I was reviewing this morning, that break into Agbolongo prison break in last year. Up to now, more than 200 of the kidnappers, again Fulanis, have not been found. Whether they have left Nigeria or they are just somewhere operating, nobody has an idea.
Wow, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Very scary, very scary. But what of the state security and the federal security said about it? Because it's not like when we said, oh, there's going to be super rally, and therefore there was a rally there and people were awed and all that. No, this is people warning you that, look, we are coming to attack you. And they have. And what have been the reaction? Because they are saying between now and January, so there's a tendency that they could come back again or to go to other communities.
Well, I mean, they've not even done the operation yet, so that means it's a warning that has been given in advance, and we hope the state governor of that particular state and the security will look into this threat, especially as a lot of people within those surroundings do not have access to some of us that have access to the basic information that can easily get to them. We hope though it has been mentioned in some of the radios, the local radio on the ground, but it's also to make sure that there's enough security. Remember that it was one Sunday morning that the terrorists went into St. Francis Church in Oyo State, and we saw the aftermath of that.
May God help us. Well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 11:33. So let me go back to Yomi for the rest of the stories making the rounds. Pastor Momo says, very, very scary indeed. It is scary. Very scary, honestly. All right, if you live in those communities. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, again, farmer kill cows, 3 youth murder in a reprisal is again, farmer and herders, clashes as well. Suspected herders have killed 3 people at Adaka, a suburb of Makurdi in Benue State. The incident happened on Friday, when some of the herders invaded the community, attacked residents on their farm. Some of the locals believe that the attack was a reprisal of the killing of some cows that destroyed their farmland. Again, you can see, that it is just happening almost in every part of the country. It seems that Osun State is in a big debt, as the former governor was able to remove, or to take a loan rather, of close to 18 billion. I mean, I'm not sure why he decided to go for a loan after losing an election. So the new governor of Osun State, Osun PDP and APC forward deepens over 407 billion naira debt. The People's Democratic Party in Osun State and the opposition, All Progressive Congress, continue their war of words on Sunday over the state 407.32 billion debt portfolio. Earlier, the PDP, in a statement by its acting chairman, Dr. Adekunle Akindele, berated the ex-governor Adegboyega Oyetola for alleged deceitful conduct regarding its handling of the state finance. The PDP, however, commend the state governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, for his transparency, accountability in the management of the state affairs. I mean, he has just been there, so I'm not sure why they're hailing him so quickly. We'll have to wait and see. The party also claimed that the Osun debt portfolio has long been shrouded in secrecy, with negative consequence for the state finance and investor perception and a general well-being of the people, that Oyetola remains the source of the financial and misgoverned. He was able to take a loan after losing the election, and you can see, that the politicians in Africa are almost the same as well. Let's quickly go to more sad news in London, where a concert that took place very close to us, somewhere in Brixton, eventually led to the death of Rebecca Ikumole. A 33-year-old mother reportedly died the day after a stampede at a concert by a Nigerian singer Ashake in London. In total, at least 8 people were injured, after 2 of whom are still in a critical condition. We pray for the family, because it's somebody that we know as well, and we can only pray, for the family of these. Again, the overcrowd led to the stampede. The question then is, was there enough security? And I'm sure there will be more review. Again, Rwanda seems to be coming up. So as a Nigerian, if you're in UK and if you claim an asylum, you are likely to be taken to Uganda, because Rwanda rather, because the High Court has actually ruled that it is lawful that if I claim an asylum here in the United Kingdom as a Nigerian, you can be taken to Rwanda for the process of that. So you might as well just travel to Rwanda rather than making your way back here. But according to a lot of reaction on that, government plans to deport asylum seeker to Rwanda are lawful. The High Court has ruled. But of course, it is not our court that are the problem. Get it done. Rishi Sunak is coming for Darren Grimes, and also Nadia Wharton, a member of parliament. The Rwanda plan has been ruled lawful, but that doesn't make it moral and acceptable. The struggle is not over. We must resist every fight for every life, and to scrap this inhumane scheme as soon as possible. Refugees need protection, not deportation. And this is some of the reasons why some people are saying that it is high time that the British government look into the issue between the Biafras, the Yorubas, and all other ethnic groups that were all merged together in what a lot of people have now called the most fraudulent amalgamation in the history of mankind. And if that is done, that means that more Yorubas and Biafra will rather want to stay back home rather than making their way to UK for a greener pasture. We're going to go straight more, to one more headline, straight back to social media of what is happening there as more campaign continue with the politicking. Finance bill, Dangote, 7-up, and 170 firms may lose 2.4 trillion tax waivers. The way tax waiver works is that if Dangote can fix some of the roads, then they get a bit of tax waiver. Let's take a look at that. At least 172 countries may not benefit from the 2.4 trillion tax waivers under the Pioneer Status Incentive and other tax exemption as the federal government moves to phase out some tax waivers effective 2022. The federal government is phasing out the tax exemption for mature industries with the 2022 finance bill, which President Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired has sent to the National Assembly. The Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the bill was designed to support the implementation of the 2023 budget. Let us remember that as much as all this is going on, Nigeria still remains the capital poverty of the world, the number 6 when it comes to Global Terrorism Index, and the question is, it will take us about 40 years should we want to pay back our debt, because we are only still servicing the debt. We've not even started paying the actual debt. Let's take a look at Kaduna. Like I said, a very sad news coming from Kaduna as well. More atrocity continue across Nigeria as election campaign continue. Debate, Atiku Tinubu media aid trade wars. It seems that two of them are avoiding to have a debate as well. There was a fire at Imo Magistrate Court that destroyed a lot, and police is already probing that. But like we said earlier, before we go back to the social media, 28 people were killed in a fresh southern Kaduna attack, according to report. Terrorists on Sunday night reportedly killed over 28 people in a separate attack in Malagun 1 and Sogwan communities of Karagoro, Chindon in Kaura local government area of Kaduna State. The council chairman, Honorable Matthias Sima, who confirmed the incident today, said he could only confirm 7 people gruesomely killed in Sowakun community. The attack is coming barely 5 days after an attack was launched in Malagun, 1 killing 3 persons. According to him, all those in his house in Sogwan community has been completely razed down by the terrorists, adding that he's yet to confirm the killing. So you can see the spark of insecurity happening across. But meanwhile, the Speaker of Kaura local government area, Honorable Atuk Stephen, said over 22 people had been confirmed killed in the Malagun one, while 8 people were said to be killed in Songwa. Atuk described the killing as deadly, while calling on the federal government security agency to redouble their effort in order to curtail renewed killings in the area. Attacks in our area have been consistent, multidimensional, with effort of the security operatives and government not seen or felt. So it seems that Buhari government have finally failed in the hands of insecurity sparked across the country. So the last one we're going to be taking will come from the social media with the word Nigeria as we continue to monitor the situation. Charlie Boy says about some 16 hours ago, wake up Africa, wake up Nigeria and lead the way. A new Nigeria is possible. We moved is the headline coming from there. And again, Robert Spencer, about 21 hours ago, again, Robert Spencer, it's a director of Jihad Watch, author of 26 books, many bestsellers, The Truth About Muhammad and the History of Jihad, and then also someone that has a bit of contradiction, but again, he says it as he says it. Many fear death as Muslims attack Enugu, but not the Muslims, but it's about the terrorists that are pretending to be Muslim, because Islam, as we know, is a peaceful religion. Well, a great one for Davido, after the death of the son, to him to come back in a great way, as he was also in that stadium at the closing of the Qatar Football World Cup. Davido actually, in a short video I saw, said, "I am back," and just like we remember Michael Jackson says, "I'm back." But we continue to pray for Davido and Chioma for the loss of their son Ifeanyi some few weeks ago. This is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London from Monday to Friday, where you can join us from about 11 o'clock in the review of all the news and the headline from Nigeria in Nigeria and the diaspora Nigerians. But some are saying, don't count me as Nigeria. There's nothing called Nigeria. I am a Yoruba and I'm a Biafra, and that is the way I want to be. But until those two countries will come to reality, the fight continues, they say.
Well, the fight continues, they say, but wherever you are, welcome and thank you very much. We are back. We are always here weekdays from 11 o'clock, from 10 to 1 o'clock, but the updates from Nigeria takes place from 11 to when we finish with the discussions, because we want to make sure that we bring you everything that you need to know. So please keep your dial so logged on Star Radio UK. Please, Abimbola also they say it's good morning, Mr. Archie and White Lion. Nigeria is finished. It's had one there, but well, interestingly, tomorrow, God willing, we're going to bring you another edition of the morning show. So I know that the kids are home and the man has to go shopping and doing all that stuff. But well, we will tell you more about what we're going to be doing. But Yomi, before you go,
well, stay tuned, to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and there will be more headline and more, report from other part of the globe. But for now, I leave you in the good hands of Mr. Archie and the rest of the team. I will be back again same time tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Stay safe, be vigilant, as there's so much happening with the weather right here as well. It's so slippery. Make sure you have the right outfit and the right grip shoe, especially our elderly ones that are here with us in the United Kingdom.
Yes, Yummy, thank you and see you tomorrow.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Very, very serious stuff there. But I hope that the authorities rise up to the occasion and see to it that they solve all these threats that seem to be going on and clamp down on it. Clamp down on it. Okay. Pastor Momo says amen, and let me say amen to that as well. May God help us. All right then, so we're going to bring you some lovely tune, one Christmas piece from Nigeria. This is from the All Stars, Niger All Stars. Enjoy it and I'll be with you. Stay tuned, don't you go away.
Yalo, chicken, Vision Red Carol, Christmas, Liquor, Policy.
Bells are ringing, it's Christmas time season. You hear the ovation, loud and clear in Lagos.
As we join our voices to sing.
This is Starr Radio.
In your car, at home,
on your smartphone.
The season is here, there's so much to share, and you can feel the love in the air, everywhere. Ovation is there, oh yeah, to show how much we care. Let the bells go. The ovation will go.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
The season is blessed. With your own eyes, you will see.
As we join our voices to sing, the ovation red carpet brings so much light to the center stage. All of this one night, one day.
The season is here. There's so much to share, and you can feel the love in the air. Everywhere, ovation is there to show how
don't ring the alarm, just be calm, it's the Christmas season. See, everyone is about to have fun. Tonight we're showstoppers, every moving bumper to bumper. In the spirit of the season, one love is here, the ovation. I know you like that, we're bringing fun back. I know you love that, bringing good times back. Bringing good times.
Standing ovation all across the nation. What's the occasion? Holy celebration. Ọjọ́ tàbí Jésù tàbí fún wa olùgbàlà ayé tí bàbá fi fún wa. So feel the hits be jumping and hearts beat be pumping. No time for fucking. I see feet stomping. Alright, do like that. Body one, sharia. Alright, do like that. Body yeah.
The season is here. There's so much to share. Feel the love in the air, everywhere. Ovation is here to show how much we care. Ovation we call. Ovation we call. Ovation we call. Christmas in Vegas. Ovation we call. Christmas in Vegas.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estate. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estate. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On this Monday morning, with the time now exactly at 4 minutes to the top of the hour. And let me announce the lines opened. So if you want to hop in to share your take with us on any of the issues, you'll be able to do so. If you happen to be living in the UK, well, in Europe, the 0208-133-2257 or 5802-08-133-2257 or 58. And those of you in the US, the Caribbean, and the Canada area, the 0017183032737 0017183032737. Also, maybe you want to text or WhatsApp us, or WhatsApp even call us as well. It is 07539661744 or +44 7539661744. You can tweet at us as well. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. Whatever you do, make sure you let your voice, or you make your voice heard. As the Ghanaian president did say, we all have to be citizens, not spectators. So if you are involved, get involved. Don't sit on the fence. Starr Radio UK, play in the background some Christmas tune made in the Ghanaian port. Okay, lots more music will be coming your way during the course of the program, but for now, let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Straight on. This is an announcement from the lawyer, the chief lawyer, the senior lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu, and we want listeners, especially those of you who are listening to from that part of the world, or this, especially those of you in this diaspora who want to help on that front when it comes to the Yoruba nation and IPOP and everything that is going on. The senior lawyer on the team of the council in the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has raised an alarm over moves by some individuals and groups to defraud people using his name. Now, information coming through says that Mike Ozekume said scammers are using his name on various social media to solicit funds for the trial of the IPOB leader. A statement issued by the senior lawyer said the unscrupulous societal miscreants and criminal elements had used the situation to fraudulently raise money using his name. So please, if you can avoid that, do your best. If you have been scammed, fine. I don't know whether the security agencies can help you on that front. I don't know how you're going, but be warned, because people are using all means to actually defraud people, especially in times like this. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other parts of Africa as well, now 3 swimmers killed by massive wave at South Africa beach is information coming through. 3 swimmers were swept away by a rogue wave, a violent maritime phenomenon, and 17 others were seriously injured on Saturday on the popular South Beach. Okay, and South Africa has deployed army to guard power plants. What's causing that? The South African presidency announced on Saturday the deployment of the military to guard the country's electricity plants. Blackouts have become routine in Africa's most industrialized nation, but further cuts imposed recently by state-owned company Eskom have generated anger. According to President Cyril Ramaphosa, spokesman, the move was in response to the growing threats of sabotage, theft, vandalism, and corruption at coal and diesel-powered plants. The cuts have cost the economy hundreds of millions of dollars in lost output, as well as disrupting trade and industry. Now, earlier this week, Eskom CEO Andre de Ruyter announced his resignation, citing crime and corruption as the main obstacle he faced to turn around the troubled state-owned company. So what is with us and state-owned organizations? We are not able to manage it. I don't get it. But what do you think about all that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to a minute after 12. Now moving on straight to still in South Africa, the ANC, South Africa's historic ruling party, on Monday renewed its confidence in Cyril Ramaphosa to lead the movement and therefore run the country at a congress in Johannesburg. Now Ramaphosa, 70, who remains popular with the public despite a recent scandal, won 2,476 votes from African National Congress delegates. He received 2,476 votes from ANC delegates compared to 1,897 for his only competitor, now former health minister Zweli Mkhize, 66, who was implicated last year in a corruption scandal as well. The overwhelming vote for the president paves the way for a second term if the ANC, increasingly challenged by unemployment and energy crisis, wins the 2024 general elections. So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Liberians demonstrate against President Weah. You see the storm that blew him in. Now it seems the challenges in life is causing them to now turn the tide against him. Now hundreds of Liberians gathered on Saturday in a suburb of Monrovia to demonstrate against the president George Weah. The protest was organized by the opposition as the country grapples with soaring prices and shortages of basic goods. Our gathering here today will send a signal to the international community that we are tired of everything that is unfolding in our country, said demonstrator Ambrose Kamara. The leader of the opposition coalition CBP and the potential presidential candidate accused President Weah of failure. We're going to give President Weah an F because he has failed as a people, denounced Alexander Cummins, one of the leaders of the collaborating political party, the CPP coalition. The CPP spokesman, Louise Brown, added, "For those who are tired of suffering and scared to be here, we are here because of you too. This is a beginning of a march to new Liberia." President Weah has been out of the country since the end of October and is expected to return officially this Sunday after 7 weeks away. My goodness. Well. He was in Qatar
watching his son play for the United States of America. All right then. Well. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, when it comes to Ghana as well, Ghana suspends payment on selected external debts, including Euro bonds. And how is that going to impact the country at the moment with what is happening in the country at the moment? Well, let me bring you more on that front. Now, first of all, the government of Ghana has on Monday, December 19, announced it is suspending debt service payments on certain categories of external debts, including the Eurobonds, commercial loans, and most bilateral debt. According to the government, this is aimed at bringing the country's unsustainable debt level under control. A statement from the Ministry of Finance has said in the press release. In the said release, the debt payment suspension is an interim emergency measure pending future agreement with all relevant creditors. Well, it goes on further to say, according to the government, this move will not affect debts contracted on or after December 19, 2022. This suspension will not include the payments of our multilateral debt. New debts, whether multilateral or otherwise, contracted after the 19th of December 2022, or debts related to certain short-term trade facilities will not be affected. That is what he says there, or that's what the government is saying there. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Wow, it's all happening. Well, over the weekend, the NDC, the biggest opposition party, had their delegates conference to vote for leaders or executive of the party. The national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Ketia, says the newly elected executives of the party are prepared to sacrifice their lives to defeat the incumbent New Patriotic Party in the 2024 general elections. The immediate past General Secretary of the NDC defeated the incumbent National Chairman Samuel Ofosu Ampofo to become the newly elected National Chairman at the election held on Saturday, December 17, 2022. In his victory speech Sunday morning after taking the oath of office, Ketia expressed gratitude to the delegates for reposing trust in them, adding that they do not take this for granted and will work hard to secure victory for the NDC come 2024 elections. We are prepared to sacrifice everything, and I mean everything, including our lives, to achieve victory, Mr. Ketia said, adding that wherever impunity becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. Now, looking at the array of executives elected today, I have no doubt the party wants to carry the battle to the elephant. We cannot let the country and we cannot let the party down. We further call for unity in the party to make their dream of winning the next election a reality. We are not taking the confidence for granted. Ghana is in crisis and the NDC is also at crossroads. What we need is unity. We pledge on behalf of myself and the new executives that in the coming days, our first assignment is to work to unite the party and bring everybody on board, even as we march forward to defeat the elephant and set the nation on the path of progress. Well, that is what he has said there. And let me say congratulations to him. Of course, he earned it, didn't he? Well, people were saying that he couldn't. Experts were saying that, well, the incumbent has more vim than him. However, he failed to attain that. But still, the Fifi Kwete won the general secretary of the party as well, replacing Esiedo Nketia. Now, the story says, now former member of the parliament for Ketu South, Fifi Fiavi Kwete, has won the general secretary slot of the main opposition NDC. Now, Fifi Kwete, who once occupied the position of the NDC propaganda secretary, won by landslide victory as he pulled 4,543 of the total valid vote cast, while his closest contenders, who's also the outgoing Deputy General Secretary, Dr. Peter Buama Otokono, garnered 2,595 votes. Well, the current National Election Director, Evans Afiri Ankara, followed with 1,408 votes. Now, confirming his victory in a Facebook post, the former Deputy Finance Minister in the Mahama administration disclosed one of his contenders had called to congratulate him. My brother and comrade Muhammad Tokuno called me a few minutes ago to congratulate me. Very gracious of him. And earlier told him yesterday that I was proud of his competitive campaigning, and I repeated same this morning. I reassured him of any complete readiness to work closely with him to make our party greater and stronger, Fifi Kwete wrote on his Facebook page. But still coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One other story from Ghana, and we bring the updates from Ghana to a close there. And this time round, yes, was ourselves yesterday. Last week we did talk about what is going on with the National Cathedral and calls for the National Cathedral project to be scrapped or suspended. However, the president says the National Cathedral will help thank God for sparing us the ravages of civil war. So when we build that, that will be a sign for God not to allow civil war to take place in Ghana. Is that what he's trying to say? You know, theologians will tell you, or even the layman will tell you, that Jesus, when his encounter with the Samaria woman, they say that the time is coming and the time is now that nobody have to go to the to Jerusalem or those high places to say that they want to go and worship God there. But wherever you are, you worship God. So far as you worship Him in spirit and in truth, you've passed. But well, the President Akufo-Addo has defended the need to complete the construction of the National Cathedral. He insists the controversial project will signify an appreciation to God, who he believes has spared the country from conflicts and plagues over the years. According to him, the project, whose 2023 budgetary allocation approval has been suspended, will be geared towards thanking God for sparing us the ravages of civil war that has bedeviled the histories of virtually all neighbors and the outbreak of deadly mass epidemics, but also as a rallying point for the entire Christian community of Ghana, which represents 70% of the population. He spoke during the centenary celebration of the Ghana Presbytery of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana at the Black Star Square in Accra on December 18. Addressing the congregants, President Akufo-Addo further courted the support of Ghanaians to make the country a better place for all. Well, that is the end of the stories making the rounds in Ghana. We take a commercial break. We come back, and then I'll be bringing you what is happening in other parts of the world. But remember, exactement at 12:30, I'll be taking you to Cyprus, where our own HRH Linda Pallien is. But don't worry, the program is not void of music. I'm going to bring you lots of music during the course of the program as well. So stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Welcome back to the program, Starr Radio UK. Well, so if you want a 5% buyer's discount, yes, for all purchases of the expendable 1, 2, 3, name it. Yes, gated community, well, serene environment in Mayflower and other places. Well, the offer stands till the end of January 2023. That is the 31st of January 2023. Who knows? Maybe if you, but we want you to get on it. Make sure you contact them with all the contact details and their website as well, www.ghslimited.net. And as they say in their slogan, view it, love it, then you do what? You own it. All right then. So it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 30 minutes past the top of the hour. It is Archie here. Okay. So now let's move on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. All right then. In other parts of the world, those of you who follow us on our apps, yes, our apps is up and running. There was a bit of technicality there, but it's all been sorted out, so it's up and running now. So make sure your data are logged on that as well. You can listen to us on our apps. All right then. So now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds across the globe. Wow. Well, just bear with me. All right. So now, a Thai warship has capsized, leaving 31 sailors missing. The Navy is searching for survivors of the HTMS Sukhothai carrying 106 crew that sank in a storm. The story says on Monday, authorities said they had rescued 75 sailors, but 31 were still missing in rough seas. We will keep looking, a Navy spokesperson said. Now, such crews will work through the night to find survivors, with the operation continuing on Monday with Air Force assistance as well. The Navy has also an investigation into the cause, investigating the cause of the disaster. This has almost never happened in our force's history, especially to a ship that is still in active use. The spokesman, Admiral Pogkrong Linda Pallien said as well, and this all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 16 minutes past the top of the hour, the morning show, looking at other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Now, when it comes to, well, I have pictures of the naval officers who have been saved or rescued there on that Thai ship, and that's a good one there. We wish them the best there. Now, overnight strikes hit Kyiv as Putin visits Belarus. It says that Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, was rocked by explosion as Russia launched a rare overnight attack on the city. Now, no one was killed, and most of the missiles were shot down. Now, Kyiv officials said, but some did hit critical infrastructure, causing a blackout across the region. Now, pictures online show firefighters at a large blaze at a power plant. It comes as Russia President Vladimir Putin prepares to visit Belarus to meet his counterpart Alexander Lukashenko. This latest barrage of missiles attacks from Russia is a third in 5 days. However, nighttime raids on Kyiv are unusual. 23 Iranian missiles were launched, of which 18 was shot down. The head of Kyiv's military administration, Cyril Popko, said there as well. But these are stories making the rounds across the globe. All right then. Some sad story there as well. In Canada, 5 people have died after a gunman opened fire at a block of flats in Toronto, Canada. Now, police responded to reports of the shooting at the building in Vaughan, about 30 kilometers, that's 19 miles north of Toronto, at 19:20, that is 12:20 GMT on Sunday, shooting the suspect dead there. Another injured person has been taken to hospital in a serious condition. Authorities are investigating the motive, including a possible connection between the gunman and the victims. York Police Chief Jim McSween said attending officers were met with a horrendous scene with numerous deceased victims found in different flats of the building. A sad one there. May their souls rest in perfect peace, and to the families our sympathy there. All right then. One other story from the world front, and then we leave. Now, a turbulence injured dozens on Hawaiian Airlines flight this morning. At least 36 people have been injured, 11 seriously, after a Hawaiian airline flight from Phoenix to Honolulu was hit by severe turbulence. The incident happened shortly before the aircraft carrying 278 passengers and 10 crew came in to land on Sunday. 20 people were taken to local hospitals with injuries ranging from lacerations, bruising, and loss of consciousness to head injuries. Now, thunderstorms were reported in the area at the time of the turbulence. Now, flight HA35 landed at Honolulu Daniel K. Inouye International Airport at 10:50, that is 20:50 GMT on Sundays. We thank God that lives were spared, though there have been injuries there, but we hope that the best they get the healing or they receive the treatment that they need to get. All right then. Now moving on to the UK for a couple of stories, and then we bring the first part of the program to a close. The High Court has ruled that Rwanda asylum plan is legal. After all, well, the UK's government plan to send some asylum seekers to Rwanda is lawful, the High Court has ruled. Now, judges ruled in favor of the Home Office after a legal challenge by the charities and campaign groups who argue Rwanda was not a safe destination. However, the court has ruled that the cases of 8 individual asylum seekers who were due to be sent to Rwanda earlier this year must be reconsidered. Following the ruling, some security the Home Secretary Suella Braverman said the government was committed to making the plan work. Now, Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper called the plan unworkable, unethical, and extortionately expensive. The win for the government does not mean flights taken to the skies imminently. A court decision on whether to allow an appeal is scheduled for January. Now, Braverman and their ministerial colleagues are due to face Home Office questions in the Commons at 14:30. Unfortunately, we will not be able to bring you a live feed on that, but tomorrow I promise you I'm going to be bringing more on that front to you. So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, interesting one. Now, more than 130 bus operators are to offer £2 tickets. Now, more than 130 bus operators outside London will begin capping single adults fares at £2 next month as part of a government-funded scheme to help people save money. Now, National Express and Stagecoach will be among those to introduce the cap in England from the 1st of January to the 31st of March. Now, single local bus fares in England cost £2.80 on average, but can exceed £5 in rural areas, the government says. Now, Labour has said it was half measure after years of soaring fares. The cities of Manchester, Liverpool, and West Yorkshire, all of which have Labour mayors, have already introduced a £2 caps as part of longer term schemes. The Department for Transport, which originally announced the scheme in September, said buses were the most popular form of public transport in England, making up half of all journeys. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One final story, and then we bring the program, the first part of the program, to a close. I'll take you to Cyprus, where our own HRH Linda Pallien is, and this time around pertaining to the temperatures. The temperature jumped by 15 degrees as heavy rain is predicted. As well, the UK cold snap has given way to soaring temperatures with warning of heavy rain and some flooding as people prepare for the Christmas getaway. Now, yellow alerts for rain are in place until 06 hours GMT on Tuesday in southern England and South Wales. Now, after freezing conditions last week, forecasters said Monday could bring highs of up to 15 degrees in some parts. The Met Office said flooding could hit homes and businesses as well as causing disruption to road travel. It added that bus and train journeys could also be impacted as downpours hit areas including Brighton, Plymouth, and Portsmouth in the south of England and Newport in Wales on Monday. There are 9 flood warnings in place and 49 flood alerts issued across the country. More people may also choose to travel on the roads as thousands of members of the Railway, Maritime and Transport Union strike from 18 hours on Christmas Eve. So, what are you going to do if you have to embark on a journey like that? Well. Somebody say, well, you need to see the family, so what do? Hit the roads, Jack. All right then. So this is where I bring the first part of the program to a close. I'm going to take a musical break, and once we come back, we will be going to Cyprus. But that will be after this commercial break. Stay tuned and don't you go away. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
And it is time for the Career 101. So let me say, Linda, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very, very well. And you?
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Great. How was your weekend?
Oh, wow. My weekend has been incredible.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. So far as you've had an incredible weekend, that's what we like the most. Yes, we apologize to listeners for your inability to join us last week there as well. But thank God today you are with us. So what are we looking at today?
So today we're looking at 13 steps to acing your career. 13 steps to making sure that you have a name for yourself, to making sure that you're progressing in the career that you've chosen, or how to boost it so that you're remembered and irreplaceable.
Okay. So 13 steps to
acing your career.
Acing your career. Okay.
Bossing your career.
Yes, Frank was suggesting maybe you add another one to it, but it just went now. I don't know which one. So he should have waited for you to come up with all your 13 steps, and then you think, oh, we need an additional one. Maybe what he's suggesting, you might have it on. But 13 steps to acing your career. We are going straight to Linda for that. Okay, over to you. What are the steps?
I'm really curious to hear what Frank's suggestion was. I hope that I've got it here, but we'll see.
Yeah. He's listening. So maybe once you enumerate them and he doesn't find his in there, then he's going to tell you which one it is.
Hilarious. Okay. So 13 steps to ace your career, and this is really for those of you who perhaps are struggling to get recognized for what you do or get paid your value or looking to take your business to the next stage. These are some of the things that the top people in your field are doing that is making them stand out, that's making them liked, that's making them remembered. So if you can incorporate even a few of these into your career, you'll see a difference, a noticeable difference in how you're perceived and the credibility that you are afforded when you do these. So the first step we want to talk about is innovative, and this also applies to businesses, by the way. If you've started your own business or you're looking to start something, this is definitely these steps you could definitely use to distinguish yourself in the marketplace. So the first thing we said was innovative. In a somewhat crowded marketplace, innovation can be anything from what your CV looks like, how you approach someone about wanting a job. You know, we've heard of people who've done very interesting things, you know, whether you've got to review a website for a company to ask for a job, or you sent flowers or whatever it is, but being innovative and really bringing something new into the game will really stand you in good stead for your career. If you're applying, be innovative in the way you describe your skills, be innovative in the way you showcase what you can do. Some of these things, I've spoken at length about these in a lot of talks. Some of these things could be the layout of your CV. It could be there was an idea in business as well that I'm trying to get at, but I'll get to it in a minute.
Okay.
It's just slipped my mind. The second thing is your mindset and the way you approach people. So if you think that you can, you will, and if you think that you can't, you won't. It's always a no if you don't ask. So I really want you to start looking at how do I position myself for success, and that would just be building yourself up in some of the things that you've done in the past. I've been able to do this in my previous job. I can do this here. I don't have the right experience now, but in looking after my kids or whatever I did at home, I've been able to do this. Therefore, this is evidence that I can do this in my work life. In a business, it's coming up with something new and original and exciting. Talking about innovation, that will grab attention and make you indispensable. The third step is strategic thinking. If you're applying for a job, if you're looking to get a promotion, it's not enough just to do what you're told. You've got to do some future planning in terms of your own career progression. What's the next step for you? And maybe start taking steps towards those things, whether it's sharing with your manager some of the experience you'd like to have or some of the trainings you'd like to have, but being strategic in projects you get involved in, even in volunteering, right? Because I was talking to one of my ex-students recently, and she said she started a business as a virtual assistant company. And she said, to begin with, I didn't have experience, but I realized I've been organized all my life. I used to be a treasurer at church and collect the offerings, so I used to raise money. And all of that experience I was able to use to convince clients that I can definitely manage their affairs and manage their money. So start, even if it's volunteering, but start collecting evidence that you can use. So be strategic about the things you get involved in. Number 4, quality over quantity. It makes a lot of sense to say I've been able to do one thing and do it properly than a lot of different things, and you didn't do in-depth work into it. If you've been working for a month here, a month there, or I did this project and that project, start looking at how to really get a quality experience, a wholesome experience, and a full experience.
Rolling Stones for sure.
Prioritize quality, and especially in the work. If we're talking about this and you're listening to this and you're already in a career, the quality of work that you do in one area, make sure you do it and do it well. A lot of people think, oh, maybe I've got to do all of these tasks, so I'll do this quickly and that. And I'll give an example of one of the assistants I used to have, where when she has tasks, rather than starting one and finishing it, her job was, okay, in the briefing meeting, I'll say, I started working on this and I started working on that. And before you know it, there's a lot of incomplete tasks. I've just done a quick overview of this one. We need to go into detail. I've done a quick overview of that one. And then in the grand scheme of things, you're not helpful to anybody because there's so many unfinished projects that it becomes more stressful than if you'd done one and done it properly. So again, applying it to your particular setting or your particular situation, whether it's a career you're in, whether you're looking to go into a career, if you're applying for jobs, focus on the ones that you really want and do a great application rather than sending the same mediocre application to lots of different people. In a business, it's exactly the same thing. You can't be jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
Master what you do and do it brilliantly and get known for that. And then you can move on to the next one.
Okay, good.
Number 5, we're talking about creating ideas. Now, being innovative, being a thinker is priceless. We've said in the era of AI, in the era of machines and robotics, the one skill that we have over everyone else is your creativity, your ability to generate ideas. So focus on that and showcase them as much as you can, whether it's in your portfolio, whether it's in your resume, whether it's in a podcast you do, whether it's joining a panel discussion, whatever makes sense in your industry, or even in a social media post. But create some of these ideas, and it doesn't matter if they all don't work. They're not supposed to. You just need one idea that works. Right? Most people who've been great inventors have had several products that have just not made it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the one thing that works. So creating ideas really will stand you in good stead to ace in your career. And then we've got strategic risk taking. Now this is a sensitive one for most people because a lot of people are funny about the word risk. And we have to start getting comfortable with the word because it's a part and parcel of our life. You know, living is a risk because you're risking dying. Sleeping, you're risking not waking up. You know, just nature.
I won't sleep. I will open my eyes.
You're not going to stay awake all day. Yeah, all night. So we really have to embrace that this is a part of life and normalize it as much as possible. But we've said strategic risk taking. So as long as you can show that you've taken a calculated risk, which aligns with what your overall goal, what you're trying to achieve in your career or in your business, then go for it. And when we talk about risk taking, it's maybe applying for a job, having the guts to leave a comfortable job to really go after what you want, or really go ask for that pay rise or promotion, or start that business, whatever it is for you. But do your due diligence, make sure you've covered all the bases, you have an exit strategy, you're asking the right people as well. I can't stress enough, you have to ask the right people. Be careful who you take advice from.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to try and buy an airplane, for example, there's no point in asking someone who doesn't own an airplane if they think it's a good idea.
Somebody who owns bikes. Go talk to someone who owns bikes.
They haven't done it before. They might want the best interest at heart, but they're not the best person to ask. Go and ask somebody who's done it before, and exactly the same thing. And it's the same with getting your CV checked by someone in the job.
Yeah.
They got the job, but it doesn't mean they had the best CV.
Yeah, it's true.
Ask someone who does that and specializes in that,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be able to show you maybe where your CV isn't converting.
Yeah.
So really, in terms of risk taking, make sure if you're going to do your due diligence, you're doing it properly to the best of your ability.
Okay.
And then
Linda, hold on, so that listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is Career 101 with HRH Linda Pallien all the way in Cyprus, and today we are looking at 13 steps to acing your career, and she's put some of the steps there. You have any comments about it, feel free, put it on our Facebook page, we'll read them. If not, she'll be putting her contact details once the whole program is over, and then get in touch with her and she will guide you through that. Okay, so stay tuned, she continues from there. Over to you, Linda.
Thank you. So in the 13 steps, we've spoken about being innovative, having the right mindset. We've spoken about having a great strategy to go with what you're trying to achieve, prioritizing quality over quantity, and creating ideas, and risk taking. So that's 6 already. Strategic risk taking. And next step, and 7th step, is building relationships. In every career, in every business, in every vocational project, you're going to be working with people. So it makes sense to understand how people work, what their preferences are, how to build a relationship with them to make it a seamless process. So definitely build the right relationship. If you're looking to get a promotion or pay rise, build the right relationships with the right people who can advise you on how to get that. So whatever your goal is, make sure that the relationship you're building aligns with your goal or furthers you on your journey. If you're looking for fulfillment, relationships with mentees and charity work, whatever it is, that will get you the results you're after. Definitely do that. Number 8 is sustainability. So as we're talking about risk taking, we have to look at, in the long term, how effective or efficient is this idea, practice that I'm doing. Okay, we're looking for something that's long term. So if you think, okay, well, it'll get me results in 2 months, but after that, people might lose interest. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I want to start a vlog, or I want to start a podcast, or I want to do this, but then they don't realize, oh, now I'm on leave, 2 weeks leave, so I've got the time to do it. But when I go to work, or when I start a family, or whatever it is, life also happens. How sustainable is it for me to keep doing it this way? And if not, then maybe every day, coming on a podcast every day isn't feasible, but maybe every week is. So you want to set yourself up for success. It's like building New Year's goals, right? If you say, I'm going to go to the gym every day, and you've never been before, you're setting yourself up for failure. So make it sustainable for you, according to what else is happening in your life. And with your goals, with your career goals, exactly that. Is it feasible? Is it sustainable for you to become a manager if you've only got 3 years experience and the top manager and be running your own field? Probably not. Or maybe you're going to have to invest X amount of hours or X amount of money or X amount of time. Do you have that realistically? Number 9, advertise. Advertise. And I say that, and a lot of career people are thinking, well, that's for businesses. You have to advertise yourself. Everyone is a product. Everyone is providing a service. So advertising means showing, in your career sense, will be showing what you're capable of, showing what you've already done, but being your own advert of your services and the value you provide. You have to be able to effectively communicate that in a way that people can see the value that you bring to the table. Even if it's volunteer work, you're going to have to either showcase in your portfolio, give some examples, create a brand for yourself and show some branding examples, but really talk about what your successes are, what your wins are, as well as anything else that will help convert someone to give you that pay rise or the promotion, or hire you for their service, or give you the contract, or work with you on a certain project, whatever it is, but definitely advertise. If you're not showing that you're looking for a job, 70% of the jobs are not advertised. How are they supposed to find you? You want to be talking about it to everyone you know. That is advertising yourself as well. Oh, I've just started this new side hustle, and I'm looking. If you know anybody who is looking for this service, please ask them to contact me. But at any given point, you should be advertising your services. Your manager, I've just worked on this project, but I really learned this, and the best thing is I've been able to add this value, which was above and beyond what I was required. Remind people what you've done, because they're not going to remember it by themselves. You have to be your own cheerleader, right? Number 10, business culture. Okay, so again, for a business, it's really creating that environment, welcoming environment that people will want to work with. For you as an individual in your career, it's part of your brand and your personality and how you work. Whether you're punctual or you're not, whether you're communicative or you're not, whether you think outside of the box or not, but creating that culture around you that people want to be a part of. People want to work with you because of that. People want to engage with you because of that. Will stand you in good stead for advancing your career. If you're a magnetic person that shows that they really care and they can get the job done, naturally everybody will want you as part of their team. So really understanding that you need to build a culture around you, around your business, around your services that adds to your unique proposition. That would really stand you in good stead in being different and standing out and acing your career. And then finally, people. The last 3 steps: people, building relationships. We've spoken about building relationships with people, but also working with the right people. Who you choose to work with or choose to associate with, again, will either enhance your brand or take away from it. So understanding who the right fit of people are for you. And then growth prospects and growing, personal development, professional development. Keep increasing your knowledge, keep perfecting your craft, honing your craft. And again, that will help you to grow your career much quicker. And finally, number 13, which is my favorite, is creating a wow experience. Really with surprises, with going above and beyond, with exceeding expectations. Who doesn't want that? Who wouldn't promote that to say, oh, I've employed this person and they started off as this, but they've exceeded all of my expectations and I want them to do more. So in your work, how can you create a wow experience for who you work with? Whether it's your management, whether it's the people that work with you, whether it's the customers. What does a wow experience look like? What would blow their minds? And seek to do that. Because people talk about wow experience. They don't talk about good experiences. They will talk about a very bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be happy with an okay service. But a wow experience, they'll tell everyone. So how can you be that wow person that everybody wants to work with? And once you've done these 13 things, you're well on your way to acing your career. Even if you do a handful of them, pick a handful of them and go to work on them, it will stand you in good stead in acing your career.
Oh, wow. You have that wow experience. You create that wow what environment for that experience to take place. Then I can tell you that you've arrived. But the only way that you can do that is by continuing to listen to HRH Linda Pallien and following her, and then she can hold your hand virtually. Let me put it that way. You have to put in an effort, not that so you're going to be spoon feeding you, no. But she can hold your hand, guide you through all that. She's got books that she's written. We'll come to that in a moment. But Linda, one question that I wanted to find out from, I mean, if we have to go through the list, it's quite a long one. But when you talk about the creating of a wow experience, now we have people who, especially ladies, who want to maybe get themselves trimmed up in a way that's their image itself. They look more into that than maybe looking at what is going up here or creativity. Now, how do you balance that up?
Definitely. I think actually from a psychology perspective, when people overcompensate, it shows whether it's looks in rather than what's in your brain. It shows a sort of insecurity that you feel like you're not good enough or your knowledge is not good enough, so you need to overcompensate, and people can see through that. You know, and the same with men too. People tend to exaggerate a particular aspect and usually material stuff because that's the easiest to show, rather than focusing on how to really showcase the value they bring or the value they possess innately. So definitely it's a very good point. Have a look at whether this wow experience is of value to the end user.
Okay.
It's good enough if you're a lady and you're very pretty, but that's not add to the customer service role that you're going to be doing, for example. Yes, it'll be nice for people to look at you for the first time, but if you can't pass on the message or you can't take they're going to find out. So as well as looking pretty, and obviously image is a huge part of the brand, but make sure that you're the entire package. Otherwise, again, it might take you so far, but so quickly, but bring you back just as quickly. So understand what a wow experience is the whole value, and if you're in doubt if what you're offering is a wow experience, ask the end user, how do you perceive this, and how can I improve on this? What would make you excited?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I've got my wow because she holds my hands all the time, guiding me through the journey. But you want to do so, or you want her to help you on that front, we'll go back to Linda. She's going to put her contact details and talk about the book as well, so that people will know about it. I'm very interested in people knowing about the book because knowledge is power.
So I'm glad you brought that up, and thank you. I'm really, really excited to mention that the career series is out and published right now. So we have we have 3 books in the career series: How to Career, Career Success Tools, and the Career Workbook. And How to Career is based on how to choose the career, how to evaluate opportunities that get presented to you, and really how to know what is aligned to you, what I call your natural path to wealth. Because everybody deserves to be wealthy, everybody deserves to earn as much as possible, get the credibility and the fulfillment, importantly, that you need. So How to Career is that Career Success Tools is hands down the most valuable book out there, and I can say that because I know how much value is in that book. It tells you everything about marketing, building your own personal brand. We've been speaking about that, how to showcase that this is a wow experience. We've been talking about how to deal with people, unconventional ways to approach people, and really it's if you want to build on your career. So How to Career, you identify it. Career Success is building on the career, and it goes on from starting from early careers to being a leader, to go into management and authority and influencer in your field, and building a legacy. It's for everybody at any stage of your career. It's available right now on Amazon. If you type in Linda Pallien or Career Success, Linda Pallien Career Success, you'll come up with the book. It's available as an ebook or as a paperback. Definitely recommend the paperback.
Okay.
And then the 3rd book is the Ultimate Career Workbook, and it brings those 2 together so that you have all in one place a book where you can write all of the steps, interview preparation, prospecting calls, all of the steps, all of the things you're good at. It has a lot of prompts as well. That's the best thing that people say about the book, the prompt to think, oh, okay, what's the objection I'm going to face here? And what am I going to say to it? And it gives you a place to respond to it. And it's a neat and tidy A5 book, so you can take it to any meeting you need. It shows you how to build your brand. It gives you all the steps. It even gives you a decision tree if you should work for free or not. I'm super proud of this book, and I'm really grateful to my team for putting this together. It's amazing.
Wow, listeners, Linda Pallien for you. But your contact details, please.
Absolutely. So you can definitely contact me on my website, lindapallien.com, and you'll find a link to the books there. You can contact me on social media at Linda Pallien, or on my Cheerlinda website, or at my cheerleader as well. And definitely, I would love to hear from you guys. I'm still looking to hear about your career stories. So if you want to be interviewed by me, of course, that builds your brand up as well and showcases it. I've been interviewing people from all over the world, so you get to be a part of this great experience. Definitely contact me any which way: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm there, and I'm there so that you can ask me anything you want.
Linda, let me say thank you very much for this wonderful time with you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me, as always.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, have a lovely day.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Thank you very much once again for tuning in to listen to us and view us this morning. Yes, I want to say God richly bless you, and we'll see you all tomorrow. But that will be after I bring you this lovely tune from the it's a Kwampa. They call them the Kwampa, and it's a 5 days of Christmas, the contemporary song. I hope that you enjoy this tune, and until I come your way tomorrow morning once again with another edition of the morning show, it's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day. Bye bye for now.
African drops, Kwampa,
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
a party, they never dream. They fight on the 5th day of grace. As my true love, 50 day of Christ. Oh, to be rich.
Thanks for listening.